What's going on, gentlemen? Clear the throat. What's going on, gentlemen? It's your boy John coming back at you again with another video. I'm pretty hyped because my weights have come, so I can finally go up to 100 kilograms on the bench. I know that's pretty fucking weak, but I'm still a noob. Okay, no, well, I haven't maxed out my newbie gains just yet, so I'm technically still a noob. Do forgive the noobiness, but you know, I'm still happy. I'm happy. But anyway, I just saw a post by Elliot Holes, and he was talking about how the media portrays men as, you know, weak and passive and, you know, a bunch of just idiots, right? And it's pretty true. Like most modern media has gone in that direction. You know, I remember, well, I don't remember, I wasn't born back then, but you know, the 80s. I've recently been watching a lot of Arnold Schwarzenegger films from the 80s. A lot of, you know, stuff like Terminator and Running Man and Total Recall, Predator, Commando. I fucking had the best week of my life watching those videos because they're so uplifting. They're so, you know, positive in the sense of a man who is strong, powerful, but is also, you know, humble. He's also, you know, he's got compassion. He has integrity. He's got justice. You know, like all the traditional values that I guess is traditional masculinity, but done in a very positive way. But of course, that would be toxic nowadays. That would be considered toxic. That would be considered toxic masculinity, and especially by the media and by the establishment, not by people. People don't consider that toxic masculinity. People consider that to be manliness. And when I use the word manliness, I don't mean it in a macho, you know, sort of alpha aggressive sort of stupid way, right, where you're just a kid pretending to be a man or a kid pretending to be the idea of what a man is. I'm talking about real masculinity, which is essentially strength. Masculinity is just strength and integrity. That's how I see masculinity in my mind. It's strength and it's integrity. It's having principles and kind of sticking by those principles, you know. And I use the word principles very loosely. I don't mean it in a very contracted way, you know, to try and box people in. I mean it in a very loose way. But I'm seeing this a lot. Look, as a man, you have to take responsibility for your life. You've got to take responsibility for what you do and how you do it. You've got to take responsibility for it, man, because no one else is going to do it for you. No one's coming to help you. No one's coming to save you. You will, if you're on the right path, I know this for certain, you will get a few nudges. The universe will give you a nudge. There's something called the law of attraction. You will get a few nudges. You will get a few kicks. You will get a few pushes, right? But that's it. No one's going to really come and be your hero, your savior. You have to be the one that rescues yourself. And that's what those films, you know, those Arnold films, or even the Rocky ones, or the ones with Sylvester Stallone. I haven't gone through my Sylvester Stallone phase yet, but I sure probably will very soon. All those films show that the man has to be strong, and he rescues himself. He's usually in a predicament, some sort of predicament. Let's say, you know, the Running Man. An innocent man is accused of a crime, and then he's thrown into a gladiator combat game show where he is on a quest for justice. Not even revenge, but justice, right? Because he was done wrong. And he has to be the one that pulls himself out of it. Sure, he has help. Sure, there's a woman who, you know, is his companion. But ultimately, it has to be him that does it. And the same thing with Commando. His daughter gets, I don't want to ruin the plot if you haven't watched these films, but his daughter gets kidnapped. I've forgotten the real reason as to why the daughter was kidnapped now. The daughter was kidnapped because they wanted him to kill the president of a country, and he didn't want to do that because, of course, he knew that they were going to kill the daughter anyway. But also because it's immoral. He didn't want to do an immoral act. And all of those films just taught me that, look, back in the 80s, of course, they were trying to instill the action hero archetype, the hero archetype in young men, so that they had someone to look up to. Because I'm guessing that after the 70s or the 80s, there was a real lack of masculinity. There was a lack of masculine direction in people's lives, very much like now. That's why the Avengers is popular. That's why Marvel is popular. I don't know what other films or TV shows that are popular other than those, to be honest, but it's the reason why they're popular, and why people look up to Iron Man and Captain America and Wolverine, is because these guys are tough, strong men with principles, integrity, and they've got your typical masculine values. Really, that's it. I could even say stoic values. You know, the stoic values or virtues are moderation, courage. I always forget some of them. Loyalty, no, not loyalty. Moderation, courage. I can't believe it. There's 4 of them. Justice, and there's a third one I can't remember. But I know what they are. That's the point. The point is that I know what the virtues are. You don't really need to know the names of them. You just need to know how to act them. Truth, I believe, is the last one. Truth. And yeah, it's really funny. It's really funny to see that the same virtues are being looked up to. We don't need to force men to know this or realize this. It's in your DNA. It's in your blood. When you see someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like in that picture right there where it says conquer, something inside of you is there that says, I kind of want to do that. You know, you may not have the balls to go ahead and do it. That's a different thing. But you will definitely look at that and say, damn, I admire him for doing that. I admire him for having the courage and the balls to go and do something like that. And that's really all that matters, because those who we admire, it's because we want to be like them. We wish we had the courage to be like them. That's admiration. And of course, hate is more like, I don't want to be like you. So, yeah. Point of this whole thing that I'm trying to say is, you are the only one that can reclaim your masculinity. And it really does start with getting rid of the addictions in your life which aren't serving you anymore. Those are vices. The Bible says this. The Stoic books say this. The Buddha's books say this. All the spiritual, religious, moralistic texts say the same thing. Remove vice and virtue will follow. Do you see what I mean? Remove vice and virtue will follow. In other words, in the absence of vice, virtue will be there, it will be present, and all it takes is a continuous practicing of it. And that's why I love bodybuilding, because bodybuilding teaches you discipline. You've got to be consistent. Teaches you courage. You're going to put on that weight, man, and it doesn't matter if you fall over. You got to go ahead and do it. You got to go ahead and do it, bro. You may fall, you may break something, it may hurt, who knows, who the fuck knows, but you have to do it, because otherwise you won't be progressing. So it takes courage, it takes truth as well. You've got to be fucking honest with yourself, man. Am I really putting it all? Am I really giving it all? Am I progressing? Am I getting stronger? Or am I just bullshitting? Am I just kind of pussing around and lying to myself, right? And justice, I don't really see where justice comes in, but I guess you could say that justice comes in with bodybuilding, because you're doing justice to yourself. You're building your physique. And in the same way, in the same fold, in the same brush, in the same stroke, what other metaphor can I think of? In the same word or breath, as you build your body, you build your life. You forge your life. And that's really the beauty of bodybuilding, is as you create your body, you are the master of your own destiny. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that brilliant? Fantastic. That's why I love bodybuilding. And just to show you guys, there you go, man. There's the babies. There are the babies. 70 kilograms of weights are here. That's 70 kilograms. That cost a lot, though. That cost a lot. Actually, that's 70 kilograms. That's how much your boy John weighs. I weigh 70 kilograms, which is pretty damn embarrassing. I should be a lot heavier, but oh well. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. I will be 80 kilograms hopefully in 10 years time. So I am looking forward to the journey. 80 kilograms at 10% body fat, mind you, which is the goal. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay masculine, stay strong. And look, when I use the word masculine, look, men and women can both be masculine. Like I've got women idols that I kind of look up to, in the sense of, damn, they've achieved a lot. Damn, she's got a good physique. In the sense of not even a sexual physique, but like it's athletic, it's aesthetic, and she's achieved something, like powerlifting, or she's in, CrossFit. And I know we kind of joke around in the bodybuilding community about CrossFit, but I kind of do like CrossFit a little bit, man. I kind of do like it a little bit, because it's like taking weights but making it into an athletic sport where you can kind of compete against other people and really just turn it into something fun. But these women, for example, who are in like bodybuilding or powerlifting or CrossFit, they're pretty masculine, man. When you look at their physiques, they've got well-built physiques with a lot of muscle definition, which probably most men don't have. And I really fucking admire that on a woman, because it takes a hell of a lot of strength to go and do that. So these women technically would be considered masculine, but I don't see it as that. I see strength as a masculine thing. Okay, so I do see them as masculine, but I don't see them as manly, because masculine energy is all about strength and conquering shit and getting stuff done. Women have masculine energy as well. When a woman gives birth, dude, remember this: when a woman gives birth, it takes a hell of a lot of fucking energy and a hell of a lot of tenacity to do that. She could just give up and say, I ain't gonna give up. I'm not gonna give birth. I'm gonna let this baby stay in there and suffocate and kill it. Could do that. But it takes a lot of courage for the woman to say, I'm gonna push this baby out, push this fucking grapefruit out of my little hole, which just doesn't seem like it could happen, right? I have a lot of respect for women. I have a lot of respect for women in that regard, man. And yeah, when I use the word masculine, I don't necessarily mean manly, although the two do come together a hell of a lot. Masculinity is something that can be utilized by both genders. And look, even men, some degree we are feminine as well, because we have to be loving, we have to be nurturing at times, we have to be caring, we have to be receptive. We are both parts of the same whole. It's just that men tend to be more masculine. We tend to have a little bit more energy in the masculine side, and women tend to have a little bit more of the feminine side. That's all it means, man. It's no like sexism bullshit. It's no typical red pill crap. It's energy dynamics at its purest, and it is very amoralistic. It is not moralistic. Okay, hope I cleared that up. But anyway, that's my philosophy, that's my idea. Peace out to you. Take it easy.